Hey guys, Win here from Jigsaw Stack, and we're really excited to introduce Jigsaw Stack's new deep research framework. So, what is deep research? I'm sure you guys might have or probably have used ChatGPT's deep research or Perplexity's deep research. Essentially, deep research is a way for us to tackle large complex problems, in which case will take normal researchers a couple hours to do. We can run it through our framework and it will generate a deep, comprehensive report within a couple minutes. So, how does Jigsaw Stack's deep research differ from these ChatGPTs or Perplexities? We are essentially an open source framework, and we are tackling the problem in a way that is developer friendly and accessible to all. So we have provided an SDK for you to use. Let's see how it works. In here, I have a new Next.js project that I just initted. I want to be using the deep research framework provided by Jigsaw Stack, so I'm gonna do npm i deep research. Then in here on the back end, I'm essentially creating the deep research with our configs. We can set the report length generation, for example, 10,000 target output tokens. That means that the report will go about 10,000 tokens with a hard limit of 50,000. Or the max depth and max breadth, that means that how deep or how broad the research should go. For now, we'll just do a simple deep research with no configurations. This essentially lets the LLM decides how deep or how much the report should be. In here, we're doing a post request. So basically the front end is calling the deep research with a query, and we can just run the generate with the query provided. On the front end, we are calling the API deep research here and passing in the query via the input. This is then coupled with the loading animation, since it's a very long running operation. So we suggest having a loading animation to help with the UI and users experience, and giving out the report once it's done on the back end. So let's try running this. Run dev, and then opening up localhost. Okay, so let's do a question that is often very simple but also complex enough to do a research. Something like, what is love? So while this is running, I want to be talking about how we, Jigsaw Stack, implemented deep research. So essentially, deep research is a multi-step and multi-reasoning LLM framework. We have multiple steps here where we are creating the configs via the create deep research. Given the prompt, it generates a research plan. The research plan essentially decomposes the main prompt into subqueries and also generates a research plan used throughout the entire framework. The subquery is then passed on to our step 2, which is the web searches. The web search is done through our Jigsaw Stacks API, and this is a much more powerful web search than the current market AI web crawlers or things like website crawlers or scrapers. We also have the context generated through these web searches and then deduplicated so that we only take the key informations and key takeaways from all these web searches and content. So after our web searches, we pass all our information onto a reasoning model. The reasoning model will output a thinking in terms of explaining whether we have enough information to be tackling the main prompt. This is then passed to our decision-making model, where it returns a Boolean of complete or not complete. The not complete means that the information is not enough to be generating the report, which our framework will then loop through this whole process until it deems to be successful otherwise, or until it has reached the max depth in which the developer has set. Once we have completed the evaluation portion, we will start with our last and final step, the generation of a report. Generating a report, we take the target output tokens. So this means that if the target output is 10,000 tokens, we will the LLM will generate a report of essentially that amount, but it will not go over the max output token. once we finish generating the report, we do our citations, and we also generate some references as a bibliography to append on the end of the generation of the report as well. So let's go back to our demo here, and it has essentially wrote an article talking about love. Here the generation is in Markdown, so the links you see here are a Markdown version. And the references can be found at the bottom here. So yeah, we're very excited for this framework. Please feel free to try it out and give us any feedback. Thank you.